Welcome to another edition of Chief Sales Executive Television. I'm Rick Longnecker, your host. Today our topic is, what is the NaviGuide? The NaviGuide, in simple terms, is a visual sales call tool that enables salespeople to stop making sales pitches and talking at buyers and start facilitating the exchange of information with buyers during sales calls. The NaviGuide replaces sales presentations and just about all other materials used by the buyer and the seller during sales calls. The NaviGuide does not replace your CRM system, your phone system, or other sales and marketing automation tools, but it does make them much easier to use and more friendly for salespeople. The NaviGuide guarantees that selling techniques are executed consistently from sales call to call and salesperson to person, not just a book sitting on a shelf and not just a forgotten training class that I no longer use. The NaviGuide answers questions that buyers do not know to ask, primarily because of your unique offerings. Think of it this way. If your offerings are so unique, how would your buyers ever know the right questions to ask? They wouldn't, and they don't. The NaviGuide solves that problem, and it also helps answer questions that buyers forget to ask or choose not to ask during sales calls. The NaviGuide visually presents all information and documents using simple, non-persuasive language and images to reduce chaos and confusion. The NaviGuide also eliminates the need to distract technical or subject matter experts for answers and explanations to questions posed by buyers during sales calls. The NaviGuide mitigates the complexity faced by the buyer and the seller as they exchange information during sales calls. This complexity is typically caused by the unique perspectives, different goals, and different approaches that the buyer and the seller take to sales calls. It also factors in the time pressure and the volumes of complex information that the buyer and the seller face during sales calls. So how does the NaviGuide work? First, the NaviGuide anticipates, organizes, and maps the right sequence of questions to pinpoint the buyer's needs, the sequence of explanations to demonstrate your offerings, the sequence of recommendations, pricing, and proposals that are specific to the buyer's situation, and the sequence of objection handling techniques that enable the sales rep to stay in control of the sales call. Second, the NaviGuide uses one document to create a shared visual frame of reference that gets and keeps the buyer and the seller on the same page at all times during the sales call. Third, the NaviGuide uses one click to provide instant access to information and documents at the exact moment they're needed to keep from prematurely ending sales calls to search for that information. Fourth, the NaviGuide can be used during all or some stages of a sales call, depending on how your sales organization approaches its responsibilities. Fifth, the NaviGuide can be used on any device, anywhere, at any time by both the buyer and the seller. In closing, the NaviGuide is truly defining a new era in sales call execution. To learn more, go to chiefsalesexecutive.com.